Go
top of
up.
the screen.
Go up. Yeah. Then go left.
No, go straight up from the middle, and it should say total non-video participants at the top.
Total non-video.
AABB, left, right, left.
Yeah.
His video is still on, so he needs to go into Zoom and slash through his video.
You can do this, Amy. I know you can.
Well, I don't have that total non-participant. I don't have the non-participant thing on the page.
Let's give Amy a break. It's National Love Your Red Hair Day, everyone. Okay, we will. We love Our Lady with the red hair. Were you ever made fun of as a child, Amy?
For my hair, no, but for many, many other reasons.
I believe that, Amy Rutledge. I sure do. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Jam. I'm John Hanson. We got Felicia Lawrence and Amy Rutledge. I hear that this sweater isn't the only orange thing on television right now. We'll be diving into that a little bit later on. If you get
I thought you were actually talking about my hair for a second. I was like, oh, President, gotcha.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Amy
we'll
was not teased for her hair.
Yes.
But you know the phrase, the whole phrase, Amy, laugh now, cry later. Look at you now, shining
shining
on
with
TV.
the red on the head. There's the red on the head phrase. But
yeah. And by the way, Felicia, your hair looks awesome tonight, by the way. It is
amazing.
Full of fun. I'm loving
Thank
it.
you. Going full throw with you guys.
Love it. Love it.
All right, let's dive right into things. There's three big Chicago names you may have heard before. Common, Dwayne Wade, and Grant Hill. Well, guess what? They are the producers of a really cool film called The Most Beautiful Thing, which highlights the first all-black men's rowing team anywhere, and it's from Chicago's West Side. And we talked to them about their journey.
I didn't even know what rowing was. We don't even swim. You gonna take some West Side kids over to the lake? Nah, that's not gonna work.
It brought guys from different neighborhoods, from rival gangs, together in one boat.
When it's calm and you out there, it take your mind away from any problems that you have.
15 years later, there's still young people living in the same conditions that we lived in. Still no food on the table, still no jobs, still hungry, still in gangs. And so, I wanted to tell the story of how we made it through. What was our roadmap? How we built a brotherhood in the community where people thought that guys from different gangs couldn't build a brotherhood. How we got over the fear of water. And not only that, how access and opportunity to a program like rowing can really change young people's lives. Folks didn't think that the team was successful because financially, it was a disaster or we wouldn't win gold medals. But I think, what I always tell these teams, especially rowing, is that they measure success in the wrong way, right? Us getting along is something that somehow the world still can't solve is a big win. Overcoming the fear of water when it comes to our culture is a win. Traveling every day that far downtown out of your neighborhood is a win.
A lot of times you like to go with the grain, but I felt we went against the grain. It was something new. We did something that no one thought of, especially coming from our community. So it was just a bit about being part of something that was new.
At one point in time, I didn't think rowing would do anything for me. I looked at it like, man, it's a white person sport, man. They don't, ain't nobody gonna accept me. And try new things.
The biggest lesson I learned in rowing is that I can't do the work of 4 guys. I need 4 guys to do the work, and we'll get there much faster. So if we can take that lesson outside of the boat and understand to truly accomplish something, to unite, to have justice, to fight injustice, to bring resources to the community, it can't just be the church, or it can't just be the school, or it just can't be the leadership. It can't just be the alderman. We need the village to move together as one.
Growing up around people who didn't know what rowing was, or, kind of force other sports on you that they enjoyed, that I didn't enjoy, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things that, brought a light to my life. And it was like, okay, I am good at some sports. I might not be the best basketball player, but, this rowing thing looks promising.
Still be good friends 20 years later, it's a blessing. So I would say you can't do everything by yourself. It takes a team.
All right, that is awesome. Well, make sure you check out our entire conversation with the directors of the documentary on our Facebook page at the Jam TV show. And if you know someone who's making a difference in their community, send us their info to jamrealshy@wciu.com.
Oh, I love seeing stories like that so
Me
much
too.
because so often it's just about exposure. It's just about giving somebody an opportunity to shine. And clearly that's exactly what they did here.
I think it's absolutely amazing. It's just so good to see these guys. And too, like she said in the piece, rival gang members even. They just were given a chance to try something they never tried before, and it's literally life-changing.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, there's so many things that are always good going on in the community. Here's another one to add to the list. It's a matchmaking program for seniors. So we're not talking about romantically, although that's up to you. But Quad Theater is pairing up artists with seniors in the community to build friendships. So basically, you might end up performing, an artist might end up performing for a senior. Of course, they're also encouraging the seniors that they get paired up one-on-one with to get creative themselves. It could be over Zoom, or it could go as far as people would like it, you know, if they feel comfortable meeting up in person or socially distancing at the park or something like that. And the whole idea behind this is just to build connections, to get some socialization, and to just kind of build up the community. It's awesome.
Well, and I mean, we all have seniors in our lives, right? Like we all have parents who are getting older, and if they're alone, if they lose that connection, I mean, that is the first thing that's going to take them out. Forget about COVID. If your mind goes and you can't stay engaged with humans, that is so detrimental to your health. So this is such an amazing program.
Right, and we have so many seniors, and what a weird definition anyway. They call that, what, like 65 plus?
I
think we
know.
all know 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds who are redefining what it means to grow old these days, and it's just so great to encourage more of that behavior. And Felicia, if they find love along the way, I'm with you. Anything to bring a little love, no matter how late in life you might be.
Hey, a little love or a little fun too. Hello.
Oh, okay. You're about to drop that other. You're about to drop the other shoulder, Felicia. You're starting to get sassy here.
Just one shoulder tonight, just a little bit of one shoulder.
Well, you guys, you know, it certainly does not look or feel like Christmas right now. Beautiful city, downtown Chicago. We got close to 70 degrees today. It's certainly starting to sound like it. Perpetual holiday music, like this one we're listening to. Yeah, returning to Chicago radio tomorrow. Light FM kicks off its round-the-clock holiday music until Christmas. Do you not recognize this one? That's because
this is my first time hearing this one.
That's because it's cooler than Santa Claus. Brand new music from Morris Day, his first Christmas single. It's pretty good.
Yes, it is. We've got the funk legend joining us now. Morris Day, thank you so much for being here. This is your first Christmas single. My goodness, and you still kept it funky.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be funky. Now, you know, I thought about this, and my manager said, Morris, you should do a Christmas song. I said no. And then I thought about it for 24 hours. And I came back and I said, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to make it fun. We're going to make it funky. We're going to give folks something different to listen to this Christmas season and every Christmas season from here on out.
Yes.
Well, so I got to ask, because I feel like all the popular stars have done all of these Christmas songs through the years. Why have you waited till now to do this? Everyone loves your music.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, I just never had the urge. You know, I never saw myself as, you think of, for me, I think of Christmas songs, I'm thinking of chestnuts roasting on an open fire. You know, I'm not going to do nothing like that. So, my manager said, Morris, you should do a Christmas song. Like I said no. I thought about it, called my team up. They went to work, came up with the track, and it just kept getting better and better. And then it started getting fun. So, we're real happy with it.
See, that's the thing. You had to stay true to yourself and true to your style. And look what was produced from that. Did I read correctly that you produced this in one day after you agreed to do it?
Well, it took a couple of days, but
okay.
That sounds better. One day sounds.
So what was the creative process like?
Well, I got a team of guys I work with. One really talented writer, Mosey, and he put together a track and he sent me some stuff and we started going back and forth, and then we got in the studio and cut it for real, and we got done. And I said, I think it needs some horns, so we put some horns on there, and that's when it just kind of came together for me.
Yes, I love the horns. So, did you do this during the pandemic, or did you do this beforehand? Because I mean, that's a lot to try and manage.
This is hot off the press. We did this like a week or two ago.
Oh, wow.
Look at you go.
Yes. Well, see, that's what happens when you're dealing with real musicians. Things just start falling into place and the creative process just evolves into a beautiful butterfly. And here we are today. What other projects are you trying to take a break and, just kind of chill and get through this quarantine and this election right now? Or are you still in a creative process? Because I know you were touring and you were performing live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got shut down from that. But I take that as just something that means I should shift gears and do something different. So we're really staying busy. I'm staying busy. We're doing music. I have an EP coming out soon. It's called My Number One Fan, is the title of it. And the EP is really an LP. Back when in the day, 6 songs is what I would put on an LP, but now I got 8 songs and it's an EP. I guess you need 100 songs for it to be an LP. So we're doing that. We're doing that. I got my book. The book's been out for a while. We're putting the paperback out now, and that's going to be real nice. Y'all know what time it is now. On time.
Oh, yeah. It's Christmas present time for books, for people who need books for Christmas. I mean, that's the perfect gift, right?
Absolutely.
So I have to ask you, are you finding that this time that we've all had at home to be good for your soul because you've had more time to be artistic and kind of just, get content out there, or are you struggling at all?
It's good and it's bad. I'm so used to being able to jet off and do my music live, and I miss that. That's really a part of me. And so, but it's good. I feel like everything happens for a reason, the old cliche, but I really feel that way. So I'm just tightening up with my family. I'm spending good time with them. I'm being extra creative and doing projects that I probably wouldn't have done if I was still out there. So I'm just making the best of it.
Well, Mr. Morris Day, the legend himself, we love that you have stayed true to yourself, stayed true to your sound and your musicianship all these years.
Yes.
Thanks for your time.
Hey, and John, I wonder, you didn't say that much to me, man. I just want to make sure I know you're there, buddy.
He's there.
John is here.
We kicked him out. We kicked him out.
I'm here.
I know.
Yes.
I know. Good to see you all. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
We'll be back
Hey,
next
follow
week.
Morris Day on social media, you guys, and get his single Cooler Than Santa Claus. We'll be right back.
News you need to know. I'm Brandon Pope. Mayor Lori Lightfoot is throwing out a $10 million lifeline to bars and restaurants struggling from the pandemic. The grant program will be boosted by CARES Act funding. A judge in Georgia and Michigan, they both tossed out lawsuits from the Trump campaign over vote counts as the race tightens. The magic number is 270. You see the map right there. The Biden camp has multiple lanes for victory. Pennsylvania can clinch it. The Trump campaign needs to claim all 4 remaining battlegrounds to actually win this. Donald Trump just speaking from the White House. He says he vows to challenge everything with these ballots through the Supreme Court. We'll see how that plays out. And in these divisive times, Americans are still united in how they cope with election anxiety. Businesses selling alcohol, weed, and pizza saw huge sales surges over this time. Washington, D.C. saw the biggest alcohol binge, according to Drizzly, with sales rising 133%. So don't feel bad about grabbing that glass of wine on election day. We all did it, all right? And Governor J.B. Pritzker's fair tax amendment, which would have made people with higher incomes pay more taxes, was rejected by Illinois voters. Now, Pritzker is warning its failure leaves him with very little options to deal with the state's budget deficit. He says to expect cuts, and they will, quote, be painful cuts, possibly in education and public safety. A tax hike for everyone is also on the table. Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton actually said a few weeks ago that tax could be a 20% increase in taxes because of if this thing were to fail, and it has for Illinois voters. So definitely some tough choices ahead here in the state of Illinois. I know, Felicia, you hate taxes.
Okay, Felicia, don't take the full 2 minutes up. You.
Yeah, no. So I don't, well, I guess no one, no, okay, for the record, nobody loves paying taxes. I don't hate it, but I want to get the product. I want to get a good product when I pay for them. I just want to say I didn't think this was I thought this would pass. It did not. 55% of voters did not vote for this. And I didn't think that this was a long-term solution. So many people are already leaving the state because of Illinois' high taxes. So this wouldn't have helped.
Well, and I will say this, Felicia, I totally agree with you, by the way. And then I had a conversation with a loved one who totally disagreed with me, who said that they would not vote for it because until Illinois gets its pension program straightened out, which is causing a lot of this debt, they're not going to add on taxes to the wealthy because they can't figure out the pension problem. And I was like, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, let's tax and let's really ruin other people with their pensions and ruin the things that were guaranteed to them, as opposed to billionaires who don't need the money in the first place anymore. I voted for this exact reason.
I think you and I are missing it.
99% of us would have seen lower taxes, and now we're all going to see more taxes. We are in such debt. This was one of the few ways we were going to claw our way out of this. And here we are.
Hey, don't you attack those rich people, because I plan on being one of them one day.
But I will say, John, but my point was, I think you missed it a little bit. I just want to clarify. My point was they need to fix the pension system before they work on the tax system. It was the argument. Sorry, Brandon, continue, please.
Yeah, speaking of rich people, this race was expensive because J.B. Pritzker spent a lot of his own money, multiple millions, and there were billionaires spending money to fight this measure as well. So lots of money spent, and the millionaires and billionaires on that side actually won there. All right, guys, moving on here. The Chicago Bears, they are the latest NFL team to be impacted by COVID-19. The team facility was closed and practice was brought to an end after center Cody Whitehair tested positive. That, according to NFL Network. The Bears already had another lineman test positive and another quarantine as a result. So they are thin on the offensive line. They already were, and they're slated to play the Tennessee Titans on Sunday, who have had COVID issues of their own. Feels like we're always getting these COVID NFL stories. Now it's really hitting home, and that game on Sunday might be in question depending on what else happens here in the future, John.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, look, you're playing a sport. Like, baseball was one thing. You'd have these outbreaks on the teams, but they would never cross over. What's obviously way different about football is you are, like, pounding each other, and not in the fun way, in the line, and, like, spit's going everywhere. You're breathing on each other. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I didn't mean to be so graphic, but it is so true, because there's obviously,
we know.
Like, what sport are you most likely to transfer COVID from one team to the other? Football. Sorry, Amy.
I'm
I think we got it. I think we
Pounding
got
each other. Pounding each other. Wow.
Well, it didn't help that I also did. It didn't help that I made the motion to, and then so I had to clarify. Or maybe I didn't. I just wanted
Or you
to.
didn't. You didn't really.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, well, I never do that.
Stop while you're ahead.
What a
Yeah,
guy.
I hope this is
What a
something
guy.
they get together. Will this team be able to pull it together? You know, if they're not practicing, this is a question. By Sunday, if they're not practicing, won't this hurt their chances of winning?
Who knows?
Yeah.
They're not doing really
You would
great.
think. I mean, here's the good thing, right? The NFL has a rule they're considering where if COVID continues to be a problem for teams and it limits the amount of games that are played, they expand the playoffs, get more teams in there, 16. So maybe the Bears get in regardless. Maybe COVID-19 helps the Bears and get to the postseason.
Oh, that's a good point, Brandon. That's a good point. All right, let's
We'll
bring
see.
Miss
We'll
Krista
see.
Green in. Hey, KG.
Hey guys, I thought you were gonna call for me to save you a while back there, so thank you for taking that one. There is a dog that's making some big moves in Kentucky. I'll tell you later in Trending. We'll be right back after this. Look at that face. It just melts. All right, it's time to look at what is trending now. I'm Krista Green, KG, and here are my top three. So politics, they are rough right now. But this small town in Kentucky, they've got it figured out, I gotta say. So Wilbur, the French Bulldog, is their newly elected mayor of Rabbit Hash, Kentucky. Look at this face. I cannot. He's so cute. He was up against Smokey the Rooster and Stella the Fat Cat. I mean, it must have been some tough competition, but the town has reportedly elected a dog mayor every 4 years since the 90s. I am all about this. Okay, and next, this is huge news in the tech world. Apple Watch peeps can finally listen to their music libraries that aren't Apple Music. So if you've got an Apple Watch and you listen to Spotify, now you can go out on a run, you can go work out outside and not take your phone. This has never been an ability before, but Spotify rolled this out. You can stream the songs straight from your wrist, and Apple approved it. I'm thrilled. I may go get an Apple Watch because of this. You can also use Siri to control it, so it's pretty cool. And finally, y'all got to check this tweet out. It's going viral. You can only choose 3 of these cereals. So, Amy, I'm going to go to you first. What 3 are you choosing?
Well, first of all, I want to say, why did we go past the puppy? Because we could have just stopped right there. Because that was amazing. Okay, but I'm going to go Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, and cookies.
Oh, okay.
Cookies
I'm
are
going
good.
Captain
Felicia?
Crunch, Apple Jacks, and Lucky Charms just because they're classic.
Can I
Thank you
just
for
say
bringing
that
the Lucky Charms in.
in a country where no one can agree on anything, the 3 of us have all agreed on Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That is making it to the final. So I also want Cocoa Puffs. I also want, I forget which other one was up there, but we all agree on the CTC.
You want the light
Lucky
cereal?
Charms.
Good.
I want the Lucky Charms, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch
Oh,
all
I
the
like
way.
Lucky Charms too. Yep.
We'll be
We're
This
going
is
to
what's
special
bringing people
K.
together.
Okay,
Okay,
John,
wait, go ahead.
did you de-stress at all?
You know what I did? I went for a walk because it was like 70 some degrees today, and it's gonna do it again tomorrow, and it's gonna do it again the day after that, and it's gonna do it the day after that, and the day after
So are
that.
you feeling better?
Yeah, look at this incredible 7-day forecast. I mean, can you believe it? But look at this.
-2.
Tuesday, fall. Yeah. Look at that. Summer on Monday, fall on Tuesday, winter on Wednesday. 3 days in a row.
Amazing balls.
Yes.
I love it.
I'm gonna be out there riding my bike.
I'll be out there
life.
chasing children.
That'll
work too.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Wait a minute now.
No, you're right.
Don't
You
go
do. I see the
questioning
Instagram
my
stories.
biking
Yeah,
skills.
you're right. No, you got good biking skills. You ride it good.
Hey.
Ho, ho, hey, hey. It's Thursday night and we're feeling good. Welcome to the Jam, everyone. I'm John. I mean, you know all the characters. The names are also like on the screen below. Do I have to say it every time? Just read
Say
people.
my name. I worked hard to get my name on TV.
Miss Felicia Lawrence, Miss Amy Rutledge, and I didn't work all that hard, so don't worry about that. Election 2020 is rolling on ever so slowly. And here to break it all down, we're so happy to have back on the show Joe Walsh, former congressman, now radio show host. And Mr. Walsh, I want to start with the president's remarks about 45 minutes or so ago. I see you're already shaking your head, so I know you watched it. Your general thoughts.
Look, you guys are fun, and I love to be with you, but I'm not in a good mood. I'm pissed off. That was the president of the United States, guys, attacking our democracy. I mean, this is stunning. He's attacking our democracy. We've got thousands and thousands of people all over the country right now working their butts off to make sure all of these votes are counted. And this son of a bitch calls the whole thing a fraud. This is disgraceful. He declared war on our country. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't shaved or showered in 2 days, and I can't believe what he just said.
I am not far off where you are, Joe, either. And I'm frustrated, too, because I was looking at his Twitter account prior to him speaking, and like everything is flagged on Twitter. It's every single one is not true. And then he gets on television and he is allowed to make false statements. And what do we do about this? Like, I don't even know what to do because there are people out there that are going to believe every single thing he says.
Well, that's the sad thing, guys. Look, I know his supporters. They all believe it. I hear from hundreds of Trump supporters every day, and they already believe this election, Biden's victory, is going to be illegitimate. They've bought it. The only thing I hold out hope for is a lot of my former colleagues in Congress are going to say, stop, stop. In America, we count the votes. I think that's a bridge even too far for these cowardly Republicans.
So, but these Republicans have had 4 years for them to say, stop, stop. And there are only a couple key moments where Republicans stood up and that they've done that. It should have been overwhelming on a lot of the lies and the misinformation that has been put out there by this president. Why have faith in that now?
Well, I think what they'll say is count the votes. But here's the worst part of election night. Joe Biden's going to win, but I want to tell you something. Donald Trump now, his hold on the Republican Party is permanent. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran again in 2024. The Republican Party now is owned by Donald Trump. And only a complete repudiation of Trump would have helped Republicans. Now he's got him for the next 4 years.
I do want to echo sort of what you're saying here. Like Nikki Haley had a statement today, which was very careful language. Tom Cotton, with I'll say more careful language than President Trump. And this after Donald Trump Jr. was like, where are the 2024 candidates saying anything? Do some Republicans see the writing on the wall? And like, look, this likely will not be a one-state victory. This could be, I mean, Vice President Biden might become the president by winning Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, and North Carolina still holding up. Will that help people see the light if you see all of these states?
No, and you're right. I think Biden's going to win a big victory, and that's good. But no, here's the difference. It is a cult. The Republican Party is a cult. And even though Donald Trump lost, Donald Trump will be able to keep his lie that it was stolen from him. And that lie will keep his followers clinging to him. And those are the people who scare Nikki Haley. So the Nikki Haleys and the Tom Cottons of the world, they will worship at the altar of Trump because they will not want to lose his voters.
Okay, so what do we do now? So let's say we're 6 days from now, the election is settled, and based on projections right now that Biden has won. How do we heal this country and move forward? Because there is a mentality that has seeped in that ain't going away anytime soon.
No, Joe Biden will be sworn in. He's a good, decent man. I think he'll do what he can to try to unify us. I think the Republican Party is screwed. And I think we have 35 to 40% of this population now, the Trump followers, who no longer believe in truth, science, and facts. That's a problem for the country. And I don't know how the country heals and divides with that. But all I'm thinking about now is, after what Trump said 20 minutes ago, we got to get this guy out of the White House. So swear Joe Biden in a couple months and we can begin to try to heal.
Well, what do you think? I know you don't have all the answers, but what do you think about what would we say? What kind of words, what kind of strategy, or how can we clean up what has been done over the last 4 years? I'm thinking about those Trump voters who are apparently around 50% of our country right now. I wish it was more like 30 to 40%, but 50% of our country right now, who is saying that this kind of behavior is okay.
I don't think it's that high, but I agree with the premise of your point. I think about 40% of the country are hardcore Trump supporters. I mean, like cult followers. I know this because these used to be my followers. I think the country's divided, and I think we have to figure out a way to try to talk to each other and understand each other. But here's the problem. Trump's not going away. And I don't want to ruin anybody's night, but he could run for president in 2024. And I know people who are telling me right now that he might want to do that. This is a real problem, and it's going to take conservatives to rise up against the Republican Party and join arms with you all, Democrats and independents, to try to do what we can to heal.
Joe, let
There
me
has
ask you a
gotta
quick
be
question because you just mentioned something that I wanted to bring up. You said, like I was. So what was it in you that saw things differently? And how do we then, show other people those things?
Love of country, country first. This guy in the White House is the greatest threat to this country. I realized that pretty shortly after he got elected. Now, you've got 30. The difference, though, is when a normal Republican loses, he goes away. And America generally doesn't like losers. But this is a cult. They are clinging to him, a big size of the population, and Trump's not going away. So it's going to take people like me. I love you, Democrats and independents, but the cult isn't going to listen to you. It's going to take people like me, former Republicans and conservatives, who are prepared to go to war with Trump for the next 4 years, because that's what it's going to be like.
We often say that all politics is local, and I think something has definitely changed because you look at the House races, and it looks like the Democrats are going to lose 7 seats in the House. It looks like both Georgia Senate seats are going to go to runoff, so that is not out of the equation quite yet. But do you think there's been a problem with the Democratic messaging to keep some races local and speak about local issues? Or is it that the Trump brand has made every voter a national voter, and that's going to continue to divide the House and not allow really much compromise?
Yeah, I think it's much more the latter. Look, I think it's a national thing. I don't blame the Democrats. They put up good candidates for not doing better this time around. Here's the deal, guys. The Republicans own rural America. Donald Trump owns rural America. Democrats own the cities, and now Democrats own the suburbs. What happened? What just happened this week? Turnout in rural America was through the roof, and turnout in the city and suburbs was through the roof. So the Democrats who lost, any of them who were connected to rural America, they lost. Rural America and suburban America right now don't know how to talk to each other.
I think you're really right. You're saying that our only hope is for Republicans and others who are in power and who are empowering this president. Our only hope is that they're going to speak up and go against this president and say that this is wrong. Do you think that that could happen if this president loses this election? Because that's why they're following him and they're being silent on these issues, because he's the person in power. They need that political power in order for them to stay alive. The Republican Party is extremely united right now. So do you think that that would be the only hope, is if this president loses, then the other Republicans would then not feel as such a stronghold to him and have to be so, have such a strong allegiance to this president?
Yes, but I'm a Debbie Downer. Because Trump, because of the way he lost, and he got so many votes, and he feels emboldened, and the Democrats didn't win everywhere else, because that happened, the party now is going to be subservient to him. So unfortunately, I think the Republican Party is the Trump party for a long time. I think it's screwed. I think, look, I'm not 20 years old anymore. There aren't enough of me. I will tell you this, though. Joe Biden can try to govern from the middle and be a unifier and try to bring all sides together. And if Joe Biden does that, I think you'll see a lot of Republicans gravitate toward Biden and the Democrats.
All right.
I want to say one more thing, and we are almost out of time, Joe, but really quickly, you use the word cult. Do you not think we need to be really careful about that kind of a strong language when we're trying to unify the country?
I do, but I don't, because I know it, because I escaped from the cult. I know these people. They don't care about issues. They only care about him. It's the closest thing I've ever seen to a political cult in my life.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
Thanks for giving us some extra time here tonight. We appreciate it. And you can follow him on his social media handles. Oh, we do. Thank you, Joe. It's about time someone said that. And let's take a look at where you can listen to Joe. If you like what you're hearing now, weekdays 3 to 5, WCGO at 95.9 FM, 1590 AM. Brandon Pope.
Yeah, that was fiery. Love it. All right, guys. Yeah. So, we're all holding out hope for 2021 for our favorite summertime Chicago events, but I'll tell you coming up after the break, we may have to wait a little bit longer. I'll tell you why here in a bit. More of the Jam when we come back. All right, Brandon Pope here with the news you need to know. So a judge has rejected a request to move the trial of the 4 former Minneapolis police officers charged in the killing of George Floyd. They will be tried together, all 4 of them as a group. City officials here in Chicago say the Air and Water Show and Taste of Chicago may not happen next year because at this time there's no funding allowed for them. The city is cash strapped from the pandemic. It's estimated they could save about $9 million by not having these 2 events. And as you know, Chicago does have its budget issues. And a Latino-run nonprofit is offering $1,000 grants for minority-owned restaurants. 40 are now available for shops with less than $500,000 in revenue. A really big lifeline for businesses that need it most right now.
I just
Great job. It's
really
really
me there.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think
What
all
stood
3
out
of
to
us
me
should
there
talk
was the
on our own
funding.
opinion. Yes.
Yeah, just all talk at once like normal. No, the funding that stands out to me. I mean, no one wants to see those things go. Air and Water Show, Taste of Chicago. No one wants to see those go, but we have to make it up some kind of way. And of course, nobody wants it to be taxes, but we got to get rid of these events that we don't necessarily need or have to have.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, I think this is a year that we're going to be making up a lot of stuff in 2021, right?
Yeah, that's a good point, especially after this, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt, guys. Hey, don't forget we've teamed up with CD1 Price Cleaners to get gently used coats to kids in need this season. Please drop off any gently used winter coats to any CD1 Price Cleaners from now until November 30th. More of the Jam after this.
such a beautiful city that we live in, especially when the weather's this nice in the middle of November. Well, tarot card readings are used to predict the future or clarify the unknown. We are joined by tarot card specialist Elliot Adam, who is hoping to bring new light with his book, Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation. And bring us positivity. We need it, if you can't tell.
Hi, how are you all today?
Very good. How do you ignore everything going on in the world around you and bring positivity?
Well, we all have a choice, don't we? We don't always get to control what comes at us, but we do get to control how we respond to it. And so what I like to do is use tarot, which is a collection of symbols, to help people kind of clarify a positive way forward. And unlike a lot of misconceptions about tarot, I can't read your mind, and the death card doesn't mean you're going to drop dead. Otherwise, people would be dropping dead every time I pulled it. So it's actually a much more positive pathway towards personal growth and empowerment.
All right, I got a question for you. In 2019, when you were reading everyone's tarot cards, did you see this coming? Could you have given us a little heads up on this?
Right?
I wish I could have. Actually, when I read people as individuals and not usually like a global collective. So pandemic was off my radar for sure.
Yeah, who saw that, right?
Okay, well, I am so curious as how you can do this over Zoom. So let's do it. Who are you going to read tonight?
Who would like to have a little mini reading? I could look at what might be ahead for you for this next year.
Oh, Amy.
I want it.
Amy wants it. All right,
Okay.
so here's for Amy what she needs to know for this next year. Her first card is the Empress. Second card is the Knight of Wands. And the third card, it's the best card in the deck, the Sun. So the Empress is a wonderful archetype of abundance. She's also the queen bee. She's the center of attention. And so this is a wonderful card for going into the next year and really building upon your best attributes, especially for career, expansion, growth. The Empress is in her garden. She also has that shield of Venus next to her, and she's utterly charismatic. And then right next to her is that Knight of Wands figure. And I think after this pandemic is over, you can expect to be doing some more traveling. In fact, travel is really prevalent with that Knight of Wands. You can see behind him are the pyramids of Egypt. And what this indicates is that foreign travel, foreign experiences are going to be the best thing for you. In fact, that's going to increase your profile. And it's actually where you shine. You've got the Sun, the best card in the deck. And so you've got a really positive year ahead of you. But I think that travel is going to be one of the best things that you can do in your life. And it's also going to expand your profile.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny you say that. If my husband heard that, he'd be like, told ya, let's move to Spain.
It seems like all of those cards predicted Amy leaving us to become an international correspondent, basically. So,
not gonna do it. My family's here.
Maybe.
Not gonna do it.
No, she loves you too much, I think.
Alicia, do you want a quick one? I think we got. Oh no, we're just out of time. Unless you can do one in 30 seconds.
So when it comes time for my blessings in abundance, we're out of time.
And you're counting too fast. Go ahead,
card,
Felicia.
So that just says, keep it real, keep it honest. If you want balance in your life, honesty is going to be the quickest way toward it. And also, Lady Justice means business. She has that sword, so you might have to take control sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Girl, take control.
She got that card the day she was born. She knew that already.
Hey, as long as you two listen to him, I'm in charge, okay? You listen to what he's saying.
This was fun.
Okay, we'll listen. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. And hey, we also want to make sure that you get out. He's got a new book out. We got to get all the information. So follow Elliot on social media at Elliot
on Amazon.
Fearless Tarot.
Check it out
there you go.
If you like my positive approach. Yep.
There you go.
Yes.
Check out his website, elliotoracle.com. Check out Fearless Tarot, now available where books are sold. Thank you, Elliot.
Thank you. Take care.
Deep dish
Okay,
time.
let's get into it. Deep dish. There we go. Finishing each other's sentences.
Right.
Designer Christian Louboutin just launched Little World, his first ever collection of fragrances. And yes, one of them is meant to reflect the smell of someone wearing in a famous red heels. So what else would you guys want to smell like?
A new car, because I want to get out of my minivan and into a new car that is not a minivan.
That's a good one.
I like that. I would like to smell like peach cobbler because that smell of brown sugar and peaches, the sweet aromas. People love it. You know, I'm sweet.
Yeah,
Women like it. Yeah.
Sounds good. I ran by the lake today and I haven't run in so long, but just like that sea, and I know it's a lake, it's not the sea, but it smelled like that fresh water and the salt, and it was just beachy, and I know it's a lake and not really a beach, but it just like that. It brings me back
Outside
to
water.
Yes.
You know that smell when you walk into a ballpark and there's peanuts and beer on the ground? That's what I like. The fresh cut grass. That's what I want to smell like. A dirty baseball field.
Wait, let me just clarify really quick, John. Not like Cam's when it closed, where it smelled like beer on the floor and bleach and vomit, right?
Right.
No, we love that smell. We love the smell of Cam's. Don't you diss Cam's right now.
Cam's
Totally
is the
doesn't
bar in
Cam's
Champaign,
do,
Urbana,
my freak.
for those of you. Yes, exactly. Felicia, did you get one, by the way? What do you got?
Oh, really quick, I want to be a glass of red wine. I want to smell that
yes,
like all
girl.
the time. Just a glass of wine. And then Garrett's popcorn.
That's a good one.
I had two.
That's a good one.
I'll hug you.
All right.
Yes, I love it.
For the first time in so long, we're getting a second deep dish topic on, meaning we haven't killed the rest of the show already. We're going to talk about 2020. It has not been a treat. So if it were a snack, what snack would you represent 2020 with? Krista first.
I would say the bottom of your popcorn bag, where it's like half kernels and half of them are just so small they're all just gonna get
Oh, that's a good
and
one.
cushion on your couch. No one likes the
Yeah.
bottom of the popcorn bag.
Oh, that's good. Poper.
I would say those trick jelly beans you get, the Harry Potter ones, where one can taste delicious and it's sweet and awesome, and the other one tastes like boogers. Like, 2020, just you don't know what you're gonna get.
That's fiction, right?
Yes.
It's real. That's real.
All right, Amy.
I'm gonna be the snack that when you go to grab it out of the pantry, it's like the bag of chips, and somebody finished the chips and rolled the bag up and put the clip on it and put it back in there. So then you go, damn it, I got an empty bag of chips.
Oh yeah, that's 2020. That makes sense. I was gonna go with
2020.
circus peanuts. Circus peanuts are black licorice because they're just terrible. No one wants
I
them.
like
You just make it
circus
awful.
John, what is it with you and
No.
peanuts tonight?
I don't know. I'm in it. All right,
You wanna
Felicia.
smell like
What's
peanuts
your
and it's a
snack?
2020 snack.
I was gonna say Fritos corn chips. They look good on the outside, but when you open them up, they just smell like feet.
They're delicious.
What are you?
They're the
No,
worst.
so
They're
stink.
awful.
No.
Fritos are awful.
Ingredients. Oh my God, Fritos like the best snack in the vending machine. Don't even get me started.
The
Are you doing a
best?
health thing now? We'll see you tomorrow.